Thank you so much for joining us today. Go ahead and come into a comfortable seated position or into your constructive rest, if that would feel like a better option for today's class. Whatever easy grounding position you're choosing today, take a moment to settle in. Maybe close your eyes. Simply soften your gaze. Allow your hands to curl the fingertips as the muscles soften. Allow your shoulders to relax. And as we settle into this comfortable seated position of your choice, with our eyes closed or gaze softened.
Recording in progress.
We take this moment to start to extend our breath, letting our inhale become a little longer and our exhale even longer still. We'll begin to notice the sensations of our body. Are there any aches or pains? Any tweaks or twinges? We don't want to offer these sensations judgment today. Just simple awareness as we start our practice. We'll then take this next moment to notice any energy in our body, any tension, anxiety. Just simply bring our awareness there. We'll start to get into our breathing exercise, taking our breath to an equal breath. Inhaling through the nose if it's available. You're always welcome to count the inhale. And then as you exhale, allow that exhale through the mouth to match in length to the inhale, either through counting or just simply feeling the natural flow as it flows in and out of equal length. Today we'll talk about inner knowing. When we are babies, we all crawl, then we learn to walk, and then we learn to speak, all at different times, paces. But it's something that comes naturally to almost all human babies. Their inner knowing leads them to their own evolution. Just as every caterpillar knows that they must build a chrysalis to become a butterfly. Anytime I feel like I'm losing my way, or I feel confused, I drop down into my heart and trust my inner knowing. It's like when people tell you to trust your gut. Each of us know what it is to do. It's our thinking mind that tries to convince us otherwise. As you ground yourself here today, think about any issues that you might be trying to figure out in your life. And as you breathe, Take this moment to simply trust that you already know the answer. Wonderful job. Continuing with that equal breath. On our next cycle of breath, at the top of your inhale, take a pause of equal length before you exhale out. And as you do, allow your awareness to settle into your heart space. Breathing in, pausing, breathing out. Letting yourself rest in our inner knowing today as we move throughout our practice. Allowing ourselves to listen to the cues, but to move from the intention of your gut, how your body wants to move today. We'll take one last equal breath. Inhale, pause, and exhale. And then allow your breath to find its natural rhythm. Noticing whether that feels high in the torso, maybe a little deeper in the abdomen. We'll take a moment to thank our bodies for what they were able to do yesterday to bring us here to this point today. And then we'll let go of that so that we can move with our intuition of today as we offer ourselves just a little bit of gratitude for taking the time out of our busy week to slow down and find this connection with ourselves and our practice. As you're ready, start to wiggle some fingers and toes, adding some gentle movement into your practice this morning. Maybe fluttering the eyes open. And then we'll come up to a tall spine in a seated position, either in your chair or on the floor. You're always welcome to have something under your hips, give you a little bit more of an upright position or release any tension in that lower spine. And then let's inhale, bring our hands to a prayer at heart center, letting the shoulders relax down the spine. Good morning, and thank you for joining today. Let's inhale, take those arms out wide to the side. And then as we inhale, circle them up and overhead. And then let's bring the hands towards each other. You want to interlace the fingers and then flip the palms. That can be a great option. Or if you want to flip the palms and then press them away from you, either option, either out wide or fingers interlaced. We're feeling a turn through those shoulders as we press the air away from us with our palms flipped out towards the ceiling. Beautiful job. Let's exhale and then bring those hands back behind the head. Again, the fingers can be interlaced or they can simply be resting on the back of the neck with the fingertips pointing, thumbs pointing towards the shoulders. We'll keep our elbows out really wide, letting our shoulder blades come to kiss behind the spine. And then with your next inhale, lengthen your spine. And with our exhale, let's begin to twist from the hips over towards the right side of the room. Exhale to come back through center. And then inhale to take it over to the left. Inhale back through center. And then take a little bit of a fluid movement, turning left to right. You go as fast or as slow as feels good through your body. Simply warming up and twisting through the spine. Great job. Balance out both sides. Come back through center. And then keeping our hands exactly where they are, we're going to take our left elbow and reach it towards our right knee. You don't need to make contact, but we're finding a little bit of rounding through our spine here. Inhale back through center, opening it up wide. And then exhale, taking left or right elbow towards left knee. Back through center. Take this left to right at your own pace. All right, last time on each side. Inhale through center. Stay for your exhale. See if you can soften into your seat. And then with our inhale, we press those palms back up towards the ceiling, fingers interlaced or separate. And then exhale to bring them down towards your lap. From here, let's take a few cat-cows, rounding the spine back on our exhale. And inhale, bringing our heart forward and squeezing our shoulder blades together as we look up. Take this on your own, a seated cat-cow, noticing how the spine is moving. We've already twisted it and curled it some, but noticing how it's moving as you pull your heart forward and back. All right, go ahead and come back to your straight spine. We'll inhale, circle arms up and reach them all the way up. And then exhale, bring it down through heart center. We're going to take that 3 more times on your own. And as you do, really notice how the shoulders are feeling. Is one side feeling different than the other side? Or are both sides feeling nice and limber in this moment? 2 more. Inhaling up. Exhaling to draw it down. Last one. Inhale up. Pause at the top. And then like the twist, we're going to turn from our hips, looking towards our right shoulder. Your left hand can come on inner left thigh or outer right leg. Inhale back through center. Exhaling to the left. Beautiful job. Let's bring it back through center. Inhaling, arms up. And then let's exhale and bring our arms down to a T with the palms face down. And then let's flip one palm up and have one palm down. We're going to find a rib shuffle here. What we're going to do is we're going to pull in the direction of the palm that's faced up as far as we can, shifting our ribs over to that side. And then as we exhale, we're going to flip the hands and then pull to the other side. Taking it left to right, noticing how this feels through the shoulders and through the side body here, shuffling the rib cage. All right, balance it out. Come back through center. Exhale, release your arms. Go ahead and feel free to take any shoulder movement you might need after that little bit of intense shoulder work. All right, from here, we're going to take a child's pose. You're seated in the chair. You're going to walk your legs out a little bit and hinge forward, keeping hands on your knees and reaching them down towards the floor. And if you are seated on the floor, we'll come over on the hands and knees, bending the arms out long in front of us and sinking the forehead down towards the floor. The knees can be together, separate here. We're finding this rounding in position, this curled in position to find our breath. Beautiful job. Alrighty, with our next inhale, roll back up to a straight spine. And if we're seated on the floor, we're going to come back seated on our hips, but then send our legs out long into a wide-legged position. If you're seated in the chair, you're going to take yourself into that wide-legged position as well. You can either have a bend in the knees or you could work the legs towards straight, wherever you are at. From here, let's take our arms and reach them out in opposite directions. So we're taking a seated 5-pointed star here. And with our exhale, I want us to bring our left hand over towards our right leg. You can come to the floor, leg, or toes, anywhere in between. You can even grab a prop if you'd like, as you stretch that right hand toward, or left hand towards your right toes. All right, inhale, come back to your 5-pointed star, and then take it to the other side. Take it one more time on each side. Inhale up, exhale towards the right. Inhale up. Exhale towards the left. Great job. As we inhale, we'll come back up to our 5-pointed star. We'll bring our right elbow towards our right leg and then find a side bend over towards the right. You can take your left hand onto your left hip or circle it overhead. Great job. Inhale through center, and then let's take it to the opposite side. Beautiful job. Inhale through center, and then we're going to twist our torso towards our right leg, and then walk the hands down the leg or down the floor towards the toes. You're also welcome to bring your strap and wrap it around the toes. All right, let's inhale, coming back towards our straight spine. Shift towards the left side, and then begin to find your hinge towards your left ankle. Inhale, come back through center. We're going to take it one more time each side, twisting towards the right leg. As we lean down, I want us to keep our left hand on that right leg, but then begin to take your right hand back behind you and twist it up just a little bit. Great job. Come back through center, turning towards the left leg. Take the right hand down the left leg, a little or a lot. Stay here. And then begin to lift that left hand behind you. Great job. Let's come back through center. Inhale, take the arms wide to a T once more. And then if you want, you can bring your legs into a more comfortable position if having them out isn't feeling great right now. But we're going to take that right arm under the left arm. We're going to come into an eagle arm variation. So maybe that variation is you start to hug your shoulders and walk your fingertips back along the arms as far as you can to feel those shoulder blades stretching. Maybe you start to bring the backs of the hands, so the fronts of hands together. Or if you like to use your strap in your eagle arms, you can bring one in one hand and the other in the other hand. Wherever we're at in our eagle variation, though, we're keeping our spine straight all the way to the top of the head, making sure not to arch or round like we're in a cat-cow, but instead keeping that spine straight up and down. Beautiful job. One last breath. Really see if you can take your shoulder blades and let them spread apart a little wider on your exhale. And then release. And then let's take them back out wide to a T. This time the left hand comes under the right arm as we start to come into our eagle variation of our choice. Keeping the spine straight, feeling our breath as we separate those shoulder blades. no matter where we're at in our eagle arms. Beautiful job. With our next exhale, release it, taking it open wide. Inhale, circle those arms up. And with an exhale, we're going to come into a goal pose. So we're going to bring a 90-degree bend into both elbows and start to try to keep the shoulders and elbows in a straight line here. So when we do a cactus, it's a little bit more sunken, but goal post, it's a bit more 90 degrees-ish. See how that feels through your shoulders. We're going to hold this for just another 3, 2, 1. And as we exhale, go ahead and keep your arms in the same position, but press the palms down so the arms are parallel to the floor. Noticing how that changes that stretch through the shoulders. You're doing a great job. We're going to hold this for another 3, 2, 1. And on our exhale, see if you can rotate those arms down, keeping the 90-ish degree bend and the arms towards shoulder height. But if it feels too intense, go ahead and lower them just a little bit. You're doing great. Inhale, circle them back up all the way. Great job. Now we're going to take our right arm and reach it really high. Sink it back down. Reach the left arm really high. Sink it back down. Inhale, reach both arms up and overhead. With an exhale, bring it down through your prayer pose. Beautiful job on those arms today. Give yourself a couple of shoulder rolls. Forward and then back, just to loosen all that work up. All right, we're gonna take just a couple more seated poses before we come to our standing positions. Let's come into a seated staff, taking our legs out long in front of us and sitting up tall through the spine. With an inhale, let's circle the arms up and overhead. And then with an exhale, let's take it into a forward fold here, bringing our heart a little closer towards our toes as we hinge at the hips here. Great job. As we inhale, roll the spine up. And then let's bring our right knee and hug it in towards our chest and take just a few ankle circles with that left ankle. Great job. Send that leg out long. Switch sides. Circling through the ankle. And then reverse it. Beautiful job. Exhale to extend it long. And then with our next inhale, let's go ahead and come on up to our standing position. We'll start to take some standing poses here. We'll come into our mountain pose, finding length and extension and equally distributing our weight between both feet. With your inhale, begin to circle arms, reach them up and overhead, feeling that length and extension. Now we're going to pause here for just a little balance challenge. So feel free to grab onto something close by if you'd like a little more support. And then start to bend the right knee and lift up onto the left heel. And then bring that heel down and take it to the other side, lifting the opposite heel. And then bring it down. Now, if you're feeling pretty stable here and you want to just continue moving left to right up onto tiptoe, stretching through the bottoms of your feet, you're more than welcome to do that. Or maybe lift both at the same time. And exhale them down, taking that balance challenge into a little bit more of an unsteady position. All right, you're doing great. Last one. Go ahead and bring both heels down to the ground and then take a swan dive as you exhale, coming into your forward fold. Hands can come to the floor, to your legs, or any prop of your choice. As you bend the knees deeply, sink the forehead down towards the mat. And let's inhale the halfway lift, coming into that figure 7. We press into our hands. We straighten out just a little bit through the legs. We straighten out through the spine, keeping the gaze straight down. Exhale, hinge into your forward fold. Bend the knees, drop the hips, and then take a slow roll, coming all the way back up to standing. Once your shoulders arrive, circle arms up and overhead. And we're going to take it directly into a side bend. So you can keep both hands open. You can keep them together, or you can bring your right hand down to your hip or even a prop as we hinge towards the right with the left side. Inhale back through center. Exhaling to the left. Inhale back through center. And with our exhale, we'll bring it down through our prayer into our mountain pose. Great job. Let's get into a little bit more of a balance challenge as we start to warm up our hips a little bit. So for this one, if you'd like to hold on to a prop, that could be a great option. On the other side of whatever prop we're holding though, we're going to shift our weight to the left of the side that's holding a prop if we are. We're going to start to lift our right leg, bend the knee in front of us. And then like we're riding on a bicycle, I want us to paddle that knee, kicking a heel up towards our hip, bending the knee in front of us. Circling, you're doing great. Notice how that's feeling on this hip. And of course, for more of a challenge, see if you can keep your hands on your hips or maybe out to the side. Great job. Go ahead and bring that foot down, coming back into your mountain. And then we're going to switch sides. So feel free to change your orientation or your props. Shift your weight to the other foot and begin to pedal your one-legged bicycle. Now, if you're finding yourself feeling unsteady, find something on the floor that's not moving to look at. Not to judge, just to look at. All right, last movement. Go ahead and bring it back. Beautiful job. Take a moment just to notice how the bottom body is feeling, how the energy is rolling. And then let's take some wrist circles. Hands come to a fist. We're circling the wrist in one direction. And then let's reverse it. Spend a lot of times on our computers and our phones. We need to give our hands and wrists just a little bit of love as well. All right, go ahead and claw through your fingers a little bit. All right, great job. Now we've done a great job warming up our hips, but let's go in there and get a little tension, a little buildup of energy there. As always, you're welcome to stand behind a prop for more support. We're going to take our feet just a little bit wider than hip distance, and we'll point the toes out and the heels in for this one. And then we're going to either keep bringing our hands on our prop, maybe on our hips, or maybe bringing them out to the side into a T or a cactus. And then we're going to keep our spine straight and concentrate on coming into a shallow squat. Hold it here for just a moment. Feel free to take a little bend, a little bounce, any movement you need to settle in. Inhale, lift up straight legs. Exhale, sink it in. Maybe even see if you can sink it in a little bit deeper. Keeping that spine straight. Great job. We're going to hold it for just another breath. Then this time as we inhale, I want you to reach your arms up. Beautiful job. Exhale, sink it back in. Again, maybe going a little bit deeper this time. You're doing great. These squats are building a lot of heat in those hips, building strength in our legs. You're doing a great job. Inhale, lift it up. Arms up, reach up, feel that length and release. Exhale, last time, sink it into your squat. Feel going the deepest into it that you've gone yet. And even if that's just a little micro bend, you're doing great. Inhale, tall mountain. From here, let's find our downward dog. Always welcome to take that on the floor or on your prop of choice. As you sink the hips back, you pull the head in between the arms, your hands are pressing into a surface. Heels can be lifted or down. And pedal through the legs as you settle in here. And then start to find a little bit of stillness. And let's take 3 equal breaths here. Big, long inhale through the nose. And our exhale maybe even has a sigh as we equal the length. One more. Great job. Let's take a slow roll, coming all the way to standing. All righty. From here, we're going to take a little bit more of a balance challenge. So again, feel free to have a prop nearby. We're going to come into our mountain pose. We're going to shift our weight to the left side and begin to lift that right knee, just like we did from the seated position. Try to bring it up towards your hips. You can hold it with your hand if you want to. You can hold behind the leg. You could grab your strap and wrap it around your knee. Or if you have a prop nearby, you're more than welcome to set it on your prop. We're finding our balance here wherever we're at, though. All right. And now we're going to open that knee out to the right side. Coming into a tree prep position. And then bring it back through center. And just open this hip a few times left or center and then to the right. Noticing how that feels on that outer hip. All right, the next time it's out to the side, pause there and come into your tree pose, letting that foot fall anywhere against the left leg. It could be down on the floor, it could be up high, or anywhere in between. You could even have a prop on the floor and have the foot sitting on the prop. Our hands can be holding on to something for support, can be on our hips, out wide to a T, or maybe even overhead. And any arm variation that would feel supportive and balancing in this moment. Just like before, find that spot on the floor that's not moving, not to judge it, but just to look at it. For more of a challenge, maybe bring your gaze somewhere in front of you. Great job. Our last breath in our tree pose, even if you're feeling like you're in the middle of a storm, try to find your breath and then come back through center with that knee, bringing it down to the mat. Great job. Feel free to roll out your other ankle or take any movement your body needs as we set up for the left side. When you're ready, shift your weight to the right. Begin to lift that left knee, finding that hug in, a little or a lot. Always remember to keep a bend in your standing knee when you're taking one-legged poses. And then let's open it out to the side and bring it back through center, noticing how that feels through the leg, through the hip, maybe even the glute or the lower back is noticing this movement. All right, the next time it comes out to the side, pause, and then find your tree pose. We'll take just a few breaths here. Doing a beautiful job. Last breath in our tree. Our inhale brings our left knee through center and exhale to bring it down to the mat. Great job. Go ahead and make any movement your body needs. From here, we'll come back into our mountain pose at the front of our mat. Let's step the left foot back to come into a lunge position, bending in through both of the knees. Now you can keep your hands on your hips or maybe bring them up to a prop if you'd like. You're also welcome to bring them to a prayer or lift them high up in the air. And keep a bend in both knees here. Squeeze those thighs together to make this very active in the lower body. And keep your belly button pulled back towards your spine, making it active through the torso. Great job. With our next inhale, if you have risen, raise your hands, bring them to hips or to your prop. We're going to swing that front back leg in front of us and bring it up into hip height. Good job. Now go ahead and bring it back towards your hip, maybe capturing the foot with your hand or your strap. Bringing it up towards your glute. Great job. Let's go ahead and release the left side. Come back into your mountain pose. Stepping the right foot back, we find our lunge. Take our moment to set up on this side. Remembering all those little talking points, bent knees, core engaged, thighs pulling towards each other. And placing your hands, it may be in the same spot or a different spot for this time around. You're doing great. We're going to hold it for one more breath. Next inhale, hands come down, knee pulls forward. Great job. Exhale, hip towards your heel, taking the quad stretch. Exhale to release the foot towards the floor. Take any movement through the body that you would like. Let's take the left foot back behind us again. This time, turn the toes out. We'll be about at 2 to 3 feet. We're going to take a triangle here. So we'll take our arms out wide to the side. As we inhale, pull your fingertips forward and then drop them towards your prop or your leg as you stack wrists and shoulders in a straight line and let your left hip really pull towards the wall behind you. Great job. Inhale to come through center, arms to a T, torso tall. And then we're going to revolve that triangle. So we're going to take our back hand, pull it forward, drop it towards our prop or leg, and then take your front hand, your right hand, circle it back behind you. Kind of like in that opening twists we were doing. Great job. Inhale back to your triangle prep. And then let's step the back foot in. Great job. We'll take that on the other side. Step the right foot back for your triangle. Toes come out to the side. Arms are wide. We inhale to pull forward. Exhale to hinge. Stacking wrist and shoulders. Pulling our right hip back towards the wall behind us. Inhale, neutral spine. Let's revolve our triangle. Back hand pulls forward, then drops down to our prop as we lift that left hand out back behind us. Wonderful revolved triangle. Inhale to bring it back to prep. Step the back foot in. Beautiful job. Well, we've done such a great job in our standing poses. Let's go ahead and come back into a seated position, either in your chair or on the floor. And we'll take it into a crisscross applesauce with the right leg in front of the left. And then let's take our right ear down towards our right shoulder. We'll take our right hand, maybe circling it around to rest it on the top of the head. We're not doing this to tweak or pull the head towards the shoulder, but simply to assist adding a little weight to the side of the head. Now you can keep your left hand on your lap or on the floor. You could start to reach it out to the side. You could lower it or raise it. You could bring it forward or back. All of these things will adjust how you feel that stretch through your shoulder and neck. So feel free to take any movement here that you might like. Could even feel nice to take that opposite hand and reach it behind the spine. Great job. Last breath on the right side. Exhale to release, head through neutral. Crisscross your legs in the opposite direction. Drop left ear to left shoulder. Circling left hand around. And maybe finding a little movement with that right arm. So that you find an oh so nice stretch to the right side of your neck. Beautiful job. Next inhale brings us to a straight spine. And then if we're on the floor, we're going to roll down onto our backs. If we're seated in the chair, we're going to come into a reclined position. So you may want to add a pillow behind your back, but we're going to keep our hips forward and our shoulders pulled back. So we're a bit reclined, whether we're reclined on the floor or we're reclined in our chair. And we'll start by bringing our right knee in towards our chest, holding it here. And then we're going to take a dead bug stretch. So for a dead bug stretch, we lift our left hand up towards the ceiling and stretch that right toe up towards in front of us. And then we drop it. All right, let's hug in the left knee towards the chest. And then take the dead bug stretch on that side. Great job. We're going to find a little bit of left to right movement on our own here. So as we inhale, we bring the knee in towards the chest and then stretch opposite arm and leg. Taking this at your own pace. You're doing great. One last time on each side. Great job. From here, we're going to take some knee circles. So if you're on the floor, you can bring your hands up towards your knees and circle the knees in unison in one direction and then the other, and maybe split it up. If you're taking this reclined position from your chair, you probably will feel more steady to do this one leg at a time, keeping one on the floor for support. Again, make sure to go in opposite directions, balancing out both sides. Great job. All right, go ahead and bring both feet back down to the ground, knees bent. And we'll take a figure 4 here, bringing our right ankle over towards that left knee. Now, if you're on the floor, you can keep your left leg bent. You can straighten it, or you could even lift it off of the mat. If you're taking this from the chair position, you'll probably want to keep that left foot on the floor, but again, you can straighten it or keep it bent. You also don't have to bring your right ankle all the way up to the knee if that is not comfortable in your body. So some great variations would be to let that right knee fall open and bring your foot up onto a prop or leave it on the floor. It can be close or far away from your other leg. Really, the only thing we're trying to do here is open this outer right hip and notice how that feels as we're taking this reclined figure 4. All right, no matter where you're at, which variation you've chosen, let's release the right side. And then bring the left ankle over towards the right, letting that left knee fall open. Keeping your spine straight in your reclined position, tucking your chin just a little so even the back of your neck is in alignment with the rest of your spine. Again, anything you did on the other side, if you'd like to do it on this side, feel free to do so. Great job. Now we've done a lot of work into our hips today. So let's take one last restorative pose to really allow those hips to open and integrate all that movement. We'll uncross that left leg and we'll come into a butterfly pose, letting the soles of the feet come together and the knees open wide. Your heels can be really close to your hips, or they could be kind of far away. You're seated in the chair, you're always welcome to bring a prop under your heels, lifting it up a little closer to your hips. As always, your hands can rest on your body. They can come alongside the body, or you could circle them, interlacing fingers, letting the head rest in the arms, in the hands. So we take a few breaths here. We allow time and gravity to integrate and open us up here. So we're not forcing anything. You can even have props under your knees, blankets or blocks, make a great option if you're on the ground. And maybe as you settle in here, you come back into that equal breath with the pause at the top. This can be a great focus for the mind as you start to come back into that space of inner knowing, that space of reflection. With your next exhale, allow your hands to circle down by your legs and use your hands to bring the knees towards each other. We'll separate the feet to hip distance or even wider, and then allow yourself to take a windshield wiper, letting the knees fall in unison, left to right. The next time the knees are over to the right, go ahead and pause there. We're going to take a twist here, a reclined twist. You can keep those knees staggered. If you want to cross one ankle over the other knee, you're more than welcome to do that. You could also stack the knees. Maybe your gaze goes in the opposite direction. Maybe it stays straight ahead, or maybe you simply close your eyes. As you try to keep both shoulders either on the mat or on the chair, but twist the knees over towards the right. Now, as always, you can put some blocks between your knees or a pillow under the legs, anything here that would help support your twist. Letting each exhale allow your body to grow a little heavier. Beautiful job. Our inhale brings everything through center. And then let the knees fall to the left as we take our twist towards the opposite direction. Taking any binds, any modifications that you took on the other side, or allowing this side its own options if it so chooses. Finding your breath once more, one last equal breath series. With your exhale, bring it back through center. And let's take a few moments to conclude our yoga practice with a short but meaningful meditation focused on trusting our inner knowing. We'll start to find a comfortable resting position, maybe laying on your mat, seated in your chair, with your spine straight and your hands gently resting. As always, you can add in any props of your choice or take any position that feels like rest for you in this moment. But as you settle into this comfortable position, maybe you close your eyes and take a few deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Allow yourself to feel any tension leaving your body with each exhale, allowing you to fully arrive in this moment. Today, we've explored the physical and mental aspects of yoga, working to strengthen our bodies and calm our minds. Now, let's dive deeper into the realm of inner knowing and trust. We'll start to bring our awareness towards our heart center, the place where your inner knowing resides. Start to visualize a soft, radiant light glowing at the core of your being. This light represents your intuition, your wisdom, and your deepest sense of self. It is the essence of your true self, untouched by external influences or doubts. With each breath you take, visualize this inner light expanding and growing brighter. It radiates warmth, love, and a profound sense of trust. As you trust in yourself, in your choices, and in your ability to navigate life's twists and turns. As you sit in stillness, we'll start to bring to mind a recent moment where we had a decision to make. Perhaps it was a choice that carried with it uncertainty or doubt. Without judgment, simply observe this memory. How did it feel? What thoughts arose? Maybe even noticing any physical sensations that start to arise in your body. Recall the feelings and thoughts that accompanied this moment. Without judgment, observing the memories, noticing how we felt. Now gently ask your inner knowing for guidance on that particular decision. Imagining the answer bubbling up from the depths of your being, like a clear and calm stream. Trusting that our inner knowing is always there, ready to offer us guidance and wisdom. Releasing any need to second guess or overanalyze any answers that arise. Trusting it is as you would trust a dear friend who knows you well and only has your best interest at heart. Our inner knowing is always there to guide us. So letting go of the need to analyze or question the answers that arise. Trusting as we would trust that friend, our inner knowing, our most reliable guide, always leading us to our highest good. And as you take these breaths in a space of trust and clarity, allow your inner light to shine even brighter, knowing that you are capable of making choices that align with your true self and your deepest desire. Continue to breathe deeply and allow this sense of trust to permeate throughout your entire being, feeling it in your heart, in your mind, and in every cell of your body, knowing that you are always connected to this wellspring of wisdom that resides in you. As we draw to the near end of our meditation, maybe take a moment to set an intention to nurture and to trust your inner knowing in our daily lives. Make a commitment to listen to your intuition, to follow its guidance, even when it may seem challenging. When you're ready, gently begin to blink your eyes open, bringing the sense of trust and inner knowing with you as you re-enter the world outside our sacred space. Carry it with you as a beacon of light, guiding your path and filling your life with clarity and confidence. Thank you so much for joining me today. As you flutter the eyes open, you start to make it into an upright position, facing me in your own time, in your own way. Thank you.